the saloon turned administrative space at the Fox West Theater. In 1916, they partitioned off this area, which used to be a saloon, into different offices for the management of the theater. This front space, this area that I'm in now, is especially interesting. What makes it super interesting is this safe. This is a cool piece of Fox West Theater history. Throughout the theater's history, I found a few different newspaper articles about people trying to hide in the theater after it closed to try to rob this safe. At one point, someone cut this interior door out of the safe. The lockworks is still intact on the back. This safe was manufactured in Cincinnati, Ohio, and shipped to Denver, and then shipped here to the Fox West Theater. It was manufactured by the same safe company that manufactured the safe, which you can see at First National Bank here in Trinidad. This safe was probably brought into the building upon its opening in 1908. Probably held the profits to both the saloon, the drugstore, and the theater. This is the other half of the interior door, the one that didn't get cut. And these are full of cement. Someone has tried to prevent it locking using masking tape. I think I can get it to move. And I don't know the combination. Inside the safe, we've got a set of original drawers. I believe these were original to the safe itself, but someone built partitions out of cigar boxes, which is pretty cool. I believe this cash box is also original to the safe. I think that the pattern is very similar. And we've got a stash of old ink, some antacids, some old coin wrappers, and a very cool tape dispenser. In this safe are stashed some of the only films that date to the early history of the theater. The earliest motion picture film was not printed on the plasticky stuff that you might think of. It was printed on materials that were very, very flammable. These are the only pieces of film in the building that I have found of this quality. And upon their discovery, they shall be removed from the Fox West Theater for safekeeping. The Fox West Theater was opened in March 1908, and when it opened, this space was a saloon, open to the public with its own independent entryway. 1916 was the year that Prohibition hit Colorado, so the theater operators had to come up with a use for this space. They decided to make it administrative space. At that time, they started to collect all kinds of junk in this space, including a huge collection of marquee letters. We have plastic ones from the 30s, but also we have a lot of homemade and handmade cut ones of various materials. And yes, there's a bunch of broken pieces too. In 1908, this was a saloon, and the saloon patrons had one restroom. It's pretty gritty. But inside of there, we found chunks of this marble countertop. This marble countertop is thought to be the original saloon countertop. Probably a wooden base with this stretch of marble from here halfway down, or perhaps farther. Can you imagine how many bar patrons sat here and enjoyed a drink in Trinidad? One more thing to check out here in the saloon turned administrative space, and that's this transom window above the restroom. I'm sure at one point there was a piece of glass here, but it's got layers of cardboard over top of it. And I believe these layers of cardboard were a repurposed material. Yep. This is an original poster advertising the Fox West Theater. It's a gala New Year's Eve midnight show, Friday, December 31st. The box office opens 11:15 p.m. That's pretty cool. I'll get in there and see if I can move those. Yeah, look at that piece of glass. I wonder when that got broken, huh? I'm going to take off the other side of this transom window replacement, which is just cardboard. Before I do, I'm going to move this out of the way. What theater employee used this restroom to do their shaving, and how old is that razor? Clark Gable. The Hucksters, featuring Clark Gable. Can you imagine the theater operators that decided to make use of a movie poster in that way? We have very few artifacts that document the history of the Fox West Theater prior to its purchase in 1959. This is one of them.